Okay, so a question I often get asked is why do we, and often when I'm running leadership programs or leadership development inside larger companies, but even in smaller ones, and if I'm dealing with individual leaders, we're always going to start with self-awareness. Okay. At the end of the day, if a leader is not self-aware, they're not a good leader. It's just really simple. They may think they've got it, they may think they're all together, but they have no idea what's going on around them. They have no idea of we call it what's the wake. You think about like a nice still lake, right? I often go down and hang with my buddy at the lake. Think about a nice still lake, and you're just sitting there maybe on a pontoon boat. It's a nice afternoon, it's pretty steady, and then the next thing, a great big ski boat comes flying past you, creating a huge bow wave, and the next thing you know, you're bobbing away and all that sort of thing. Well, the effect of that boat coming through the way it did created an uneven and bobbing and kind of sensation in our world. So this is exactly what we do as leaders when we don't understand ourselves. And in fact, even when we do understand ourselves, we still leave a wake. But what it might be, it's kind of like, if I was self-aware, using the boat analogy, if I was self-aware, I might slow the boat down as I go past the pontoon over on the left, so it doesn't end up bobbing around in that, because I care about the wake that I leave. I care about the impact I have, or I might go further out so that I don't impact them as much, using that as an analogy. And so this whole idea of self-awareness is absolutely critical. There are assessments to help you understand your temperament, maybe your strengths and weaknesses, your operating styles, even skill sets and so forth. There's lots of different assessments which are all valuable on their own. Most of them are not valuable on their own, but they're great conversations. If you have a team of people, they can really help all of you develop a very self-aware leadership style. But we just find that a self-aware leader builds trust. And we know that a business is built on trust. And even if you're on your own, you're building trust with your clients, you're building trust with your vendors, you're building trust with your bank, whatever it might be. Even in that, trust, the outcome of trust is always a business that produces great results and profitable results. So, and again, we don't just do self-awareness because it does that. We do self-awareness because it's right to do. We should know who we are. We should know how we operate. And so this whole self-awareness piece is very, very important. I use a lot of assessments myself. I'm certified in the Predictive Index and DISC as two great behavioral assessments. I use them with leadership teams from startups through to multi-billion-dollar companies on a regular basis, training and developing and using it as language to help us not only understand our wake, but also then implement what we call the platinum rule, which is to do unto others as they would like it to be done to them, not what we would like to do. And so that becomes really important, but you can't do any of that without self-awareness. You don't know if you're talking too much. You don't know if you're bringing too much of a verbose space. And because if you're not self-aware, right, it also means that you're probably not really aware of what's going on in the world of the people around you. You haven't taken that time. You may be able to pick some things out. Oh, I can see they're sad today. I can see they're much happier than normal, or maybe they're a bit grumpy. But that's very superficial. When you understand self-awareness and you understand a language that helps you unpack that, you can also then read other people really well. And so you can then adapt your style. And in adapting your style, it's showing the other person that you care, that you're bringing empathy, that you're listening. So all these things are massively important when we start to think about self-awareness. And at the end of the day, a great mentor is going to pick on areas where you're not very self-aware. Inside the Forge Mentor, we will actually have people, we do have people doing DISC assessments and things like that, assessments that they prefer. They can bring their own if they want. And we can talk through a lot of those. They're all very similar in the way they operate. So that gives us language. But the other side of that is just helping people understand when, they might, for example, I really struggle to connect and sell to clients. And it's like, you just look at them and go, well, yeah, because you're so focused on the business deal, you're not actually caring about the person you're dealing with, right? And that can come from a place that I don't even realize I was doing that. So just little things like that. Self-awareness is important. Mentoring really helps you actually unpack that, because it's a fresh eyes approach, so to speak, to your sense of self-awareness and what's going on inside of you. Massively important to being successful in business, successful as a leader, building trust, and obviously growing your business.